Okay, I'm back. Not sure how it looks on your end. Um, I'm not sure. I don't think you can order from the Pi online. I don't think so. Interesting sculpture there, Aaron. Is that a character? I don't know what character is that. It looks like a marshmallow with a face and arms and legs. Um, so yeah, yeah. I don't think you can order online from the Pi. It just has the menu. The Pi. Calm. No thanks. Let's go website. 4.6 out of 5 stars after what 900 something reviews. Uh, View our menu. Read pizza by mail. You can order pizza by mail. Says, let's see. You asked for it. Now we can get you the famous pie pizza by mail anywhere in the United States. Yeah, you can't order online. No. All right. So there's that. That was fun. Okay. Fingertips. Actually, sec. I gotta do something on my phone real quick. Cha-ching. There. Make sure my mortgage went through. Not yet. So I got a right to. Let's see, where is it? I'll get back to working here in just a sec. What's going on? Is Messenger down or something? All right. Anyway, I'm sure that'll go through eventually. Close that. All right. Let's get back to work. Okay. So pizza will be here in about 45 to an hour. So let's just work. Let's do that. Hold on. You might start hearing my Facebook again. Close my Facebook. There we go. That. Then that. Okay. my goal is to get all my work done, like anybody who's waiting on me whatsoever. I've got a couple of raffle gloves to make that I did a raffle for a little while back. Let's see, other things on my to-do list. I've got a trade that I need to work on. Got the people remaining on my list, of course. They're the priority. So that's what I'm working on right now. Got a couple of armatures back here that I started working on the leathers just this week. Should have had those done a long time ago, but he took forever to pay for them, so I'm taking forever to finish them. I'm just kidding. I just frequently don't have a lot of energy to work on gloves. I mean, if any of you have been following my Facebook page, I've recently diagnosed with sleep apnea, which explains why I haven't had any energy when I get home from work. I mean, I come home and I just want to collapse, and so it's very difficult to muster up the energy to come down here and work. But I'm feeling good today because I only worked a half a day. So I braze my blades now. Yep. The only thing I solder now are the ringlets. Everything else is brazing. Here's my brazing wire right here. This little thing cost me about $100. So it'll last a long time, so it's worth it. I don't know what happened to Greg. I heard. I don't want to spread rumors, so I probably shouldn't even mention it, but I heard some not so good things. That caused Greg to be banished, so to speak. I don't know if it's true, but the fact that Greg seemingly has vanished off the earth. I don't mean he died, but he just, excused himself. Yeah, I've got some drawings around here from Greg. Yeah, they're right over here. Yeah, it depends on the kind of brazing material you order. I mean, some are got a higher silver content. I forget what kind I ordered. I think it was 5 ounces. So that's why it cost me about $100. It's significantly more expensive because, for example, a whole pound of this silver-based solder is like $18. As you said, 1 troy ounce for $22. I mean, that's 1/16 of this for $22. So yeah, brazing wire is significantly more expensive. I'd have to go back and look at my records and see specifically what brazing wire I ordered. All right, did I do it on that? Doesn't matter. It'll disappear anyway. All right. So let's draw out some templates. Okay, there's the middle finger. I always start with the middle finger for some reason. It's my favorite fingertip. I don't know why. I just like the shape of it. Okay. Did you send me pictures of them? So I didn't see. Um, Sorry if you did and I didn't respond. Sorry. I'd have to see your glove. I'm not. Oh, they're on Facebook. Is it under your just your username, or do you have a glove site? Let me look. Um, that's weird. It's not letting me go to your profile. Well, let's do it the manual way. Okay. The post where you said twinning. You look better than my first gloves. Of course, you have a lot more reference material than I did. I like your leathers, man. Your leathers look pretty cool. Your armatures, nice work. Yeah, not bad. I mean, I can tell. Being honest, I can tell you're new to the game, but they're definitely not bad at all. Especially your leathers. Your leathers look better than mine ever did when I was first getting into it. So nice work. Very well done. Just keep working, you know. It's a hard craft to master. A lot of little things to figure out. So a lot of new builders come and go, is they'll make a couple of gloves and then they'll realize how difficult it can be to find, to do it consistently. And sometimes they get lucky and they're like, hey, this is easy. But then they try to replicate what they just did and they're like, all right, this is not as easy as I thought. Nothing worth doing is going to be easy. Okay. Last fingertip, and then we can cut. The fingertips, not the live feed. Remember, designing these things was a pain in the butt. So much. Like, oh, doing it over, oh, do it over, oh, do it over. It's like, it's so many scrap pieces just laying, strewn around the room. But I think it paid off because these are great templates. Okay. Oh, now I gotta punch or mark the holes. When just know it is possible to drive yourself crazy going for perfection. I've almost been there myself. Sometimes I still get close to it. Going crazy, not perfection. Okay. All right. That little tune I was humming, I'm trying to remember where I first heard that. I can't remember. Oh, that's right, I was thinking about careful here. Okay. Close. Almost cut too far. I was trying to think, like, am I supposed to use the bench grinder for any of these fingertips? And yep, I do. Well, I'll never find that piece. Wherever it went. Is that it? This is it. Okay. I don't know, to be honest. I haven't. I'm not a big fan of the movies, to be honest. So I don't watch them very often at all. I mean, I love the first one, and that's mostly it. Probably like, oh, blasphemy. Guy builds Freddy gloves and he doesn't watch the movies much? Nope, I don't. That's the truth. Gotta wait till Christmas. And she doesn't want you working before then? It's like, but hey, if I had my bench grinder, I could bring in some extra Christmas money. Have to be very careful cutting these pieces out because one false snip and it's got to start over. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to step off the screen and grind this out right here. It's a little hard to cut. neighbors are back. The only place I've ever shipped it over, well, without blades is Australia. So. You just woke up? Well, good. That means Freddy didn't get you. Chalk it up as another win. Almost hit my thumb on that one. Wouldn't be the first time. And it sucks every time. Alright, let's compare it to the template. Where are you, middle finger? Oh yeah. I'm listening for the pizza guy. Or gal, could be a woman. Don't mean to be sexist. Let's see, how long ago did I call? I'm just curious. Where's my call log? There. Called at 7:41. So it's been about 35 minutes. So I don't know what it's just it's just one of those sprinkler things that you buy, but this one is one that I've never seen before because the ones you buy at the store are like hollow and you feel cheap. This thing is solid steel. So it's at my rental house when I bought the place. They had this sprinkler bar. I don't know what they're called. It's like a T-bar. Um, but it seems really old, but it's solid steel. I mean, it's not hollow at all. So, and it seemed to be the perfect diameter. I mean, I don't know what the diameter is on it. Could be maybe maybe a little smaller than 3/4 inch. Well, I don't know if I've got a measuring tape down here. Measure the diameter of it. Might be 1/2 inch or quarter. I don't know. But yeah, it's not something that I bought. It just happened to be something that I had in my garage, and I'm like, hey, that worked. So, and that's just what I've used ever since. I do periodically use this broom handle, slightly wider. So let's see. What I'm going to do right now before I get involved in another piece is I'm going to go get my plate and napkins and stuff like that. Shoot, I don't have anything to drink. That's going to suck. Wish I could had time to go get some otherwise. Could just do milk, I suppose. Get a bottle. Anyway, I'm gonna go get my food stuff ready, so I'll just be back in just a minute. Ta-ta. Oh, good. I do have some paper towels. Make some room. breakfast for the pizza has been prepped. Okay, what have I missed? The OG Big Jug. No, I think they're all at my office. Yeah. Oh well. I should have checked for the drink. It's okay. I'm listening for cars. That's not them. That's an interesting looking piece. Yeah, stick shift and a bad muffler is what that was. Not a fan of the cars with the loud mufflers. It's like, really? Must you announce to the neighborhood that you're driving down the road? Okay. What would you want to see if they did a new Nightmare film? I think having Robert play anything other than Freddy in any Nightmare on Elm Street movie would take me out of the movie too much, I think. So, hold on. It's kind of hard for me to talk while I'm doing this one. I know Robert has previously said that he'd like to play maybe like a sleep doctor or whatever, or something like that. I know recently he did say that he may still have one movie left in him, which is surprising because his tweet a while back said he's not playing Freddy in any current or future Nightmare on Elm Street movies. So, I don't know. To be honest, I'm a little tired of the debate. It's like, just let the man retire in peace. I mean, if we're gonna ever have any Nightmare on Elm Street themed movies in the future, we're gonna have to tolerate having a new actor. Just like, historically speaking, Dracula, the Wolfman, Frankenstein. Well, Frankenstein's monster, rather. It's like they've all had to be portrayed by different people. I just heard a car pull up. I'm gonna go check. Ooh, almost dropped my phone. There we go. Here, I'll show you what these look like. This is what the Greek. That's the Greek pizza. Mmm. Yum yum. Delicious pizza. Huh. There's an ingredient on the bottom of it. Piece of ham. And this one will be mine. Here we go, people. There we go. Delish. Oh. Okay. Let me close it up. I'll go run this other one up to my wife so she can have her dinner. I'll be right back. Okay. That was fun. I hope you guys don't mind if I eat. Excuse me. Let's see. What did you say? No. Alrighty. Bring on the pizza. Yum. Woo-hoo. Oh yeah. Shoot. I should have grabbed a fork. Oh, stay. You're not full. Okay. So anyway, what do you guys want to talk about while I munch? Ooh, that's hot. That's a good problem to have. But yeah, that's hot. Just slide it to the edge of the plate. Guess me getting dinner, it's like everyone's like, all right, I'm out. I don't want to watch him eat dinner. Hey, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't force you to watch. I just had to get some food in my stomach. Figured I'll do it while I'm still live streaming. Okay. So anybody still there? I knew you were. Aha. I don't know if I should answer that. Red Dead Redemption Part 2, I'm assuming? Red Dead Redemption 2? If so, I freaking love it. Took some time to get into it. My first impressions weren't great. But as you get further and further into it, you're like, I love this game. Yep, the whole thing turns red. Isn't that fun? Um, where are you applying the brazing flux? Are you just covering the whole piece, or are you like how exactly are you applying it? Essentially, after I do the brazing, yeah, you're going to have a lot of extra color that you probably don't want. But then you have to use like an abrasive to clean that off the sides of the piece and then re-weather the piece to get that brown coloring back. Remember, the red coloring forms from the brazing flux. So if you put too much on it, brazing flux spreads. Okay. So always think skinnier than wider. So you got to think where you want your reds, what pattern do you want your reds in, and usually outside the reds, they're usually black, at least in my experience. But just know it's going to spread. So don't put too much on there because then you're going to cover your whole piece. Um, so mostly focus it down the middle of the piece where the blade sits. But yeah, to get the sides done, you have to use an abrasive and clean off the colors you don't want, and then re-weather the piece to get the brown coloring back. This is hitting the spot right now. Hmm. Come to Papa. Oh, that tastes so good. You can use sandpaper, you can use Scotch-Brite pad, you can use a sanding sponge, you can use a sanding wheel. Um, you know, I've got, you can use these uh, pipe brushes, usually what you use to scour pipes with. I used to use a wire. You can use a wire wheel on a bench grinder or a Dremel as well. Uh, you don't want it to be too fine, you know. But yeah, I mean, just medium grit, I would say. Probably something along the lines of like 120 grain. Um, I mean, that's pretty aggressive, you know. It just depends on how much you want to remove, how aggressively you want to move or remove it, you know. I mean, I would just say try different grits, find out which ones you like. I mean, I like these. These are just Scotch-Brite pads, you know. I like those. Those work really well. I would just say just buy a few different kinds and go from there. Because I'd hate to tell you exactly what I do and then box you in and you just get set on that. I think you would it would present to you a better artistic opportunity if I just say, okay, just abrasives like Scotch-Brite pad, sandpaper, you know, but then you'll need to figure out which one works for what you want to achieve. Because if I tell you how I do it, then I'm just telling you how to get my look. I mean, maybe that's what you're trying to do, but um, I that's assuming that my way is the best way, and that's not necessarily the case. So if I leave the door open to you to just say, okay, this is the direction you want to go, then as you go down that direction, um, then you'll make your own discoveries and find what works best for you. I mean, I always use, I mean, mine has bigger scratches in it. I mean, yeah, you don't want to go too coarse and actually make gouges in your copper, but I mean, I usually start with an aggressive grit and then progressively clean it up with finer grits. Mm-hmm. I'm left with nothing but a skin flap. It won't come apart. there are not many references of the original glove in its original state. They didn't know it was going to turn out to be some big franchise, so they didn't take a lot of pictures during part one. You know, there are some, but not much. I mean, maybe Lou Carlucci has more, but he hasn't released them. He's shown a few from his private collection, but it doesn't really reveal a whole lot. And yeah, this pizza is amazing. I remember doing that, talking about laying down the piece of brazing wire and just melting it. I mean, I think I remember experimenting that way, but now I don't need to do that. It's soup. I find it so much easier than soldering now. Yeah, unfortunately, I have to take creative liberties when doing the part one because there we don't have any perfect reference material. You know, so some details you just have to guess, but that's okay. That's just the reality. Might do one more slice. Which one of you pretty pieces is going to be selected? This one looks nice. It's not stringy anymore. Still warm though. But it's beyond the phase where the cheese is going to be stringy. I just hope I don't get gas now, which I very well may. I don't know if I have irritable bowel syndrome or what, but I'm looking at a parrot in a poncho. Oh my gosh, that looks too funny. Oh, that's hilarious. That's probable. Yeah, this pizza's delicious. It reheats up well too. Granted, nothing is as good as the fresh version. We'll get back to work once I'm done with this. Thanks for being patient. This just became a live ad for the pie. Oh, yeah. Here comes the noise. That's so cute. Oh, I know this one. That's funny. Jazz and the Rockets are playing. Game just started. All right. Gotta finish. Gotta finish. I may have to excuse myself. My stomach now is making some noise. I just paused the live stream. Really thick dough. Like, it's not cheap dough. And just these two pizzas cost me close to $40. Like I said, it's expensive, but it's delicious. Okay. The best glove design aside from the original, in my opinion. I gotta say, I'm partial to Part 4. I love the Part 4 glove. All right, let me go wash my hands, get cleaned up for a little bit, because I don't want to put grease and stuff on any of the copper parts. So I'll be back. I'm going to pause the live stream, and I'll be back in just a few minutes.